Good morning, YouTube viewers. We're middle school students from the 11th grade and we're here to present you how can we prove scientifically or logically the existence of God. First, I'm going to introduce you to my group members. My group members are Paulette Panameño, Celeste Morales, Alexandra Flores, and myself, Ana Salazar. We've got three statements in which we can prove the existence of God. The first one is the cosmological argument. The cosmological argument is an argument for the existence of the first cause to the universe, and by extension is often used as an argument of the existence of an unconditioned or supreme being, usually then identified as God. It is traditionally known as an argument from universal causation, an argument from first cause, the causal argument, or the argument from existence.
To prove the existence of God, we have three different arguments. The first one was the teleological argument. Now we're the teleological argument, also known as psychoteleological argument, which is the argument of intelligence, also known as argument for design. It is an argument for the existence of God, or more generally for an intelligent creator, which is based on perceived evidence on the universe design in the natural or physical world.
Welcome to the Headless Professor videos. Today we're talking about the teleological argument for God's existence. This argument is also known as the argument of design, and it has been around a very long time, but it received its foremost formulation in the 18th century by an Anglican bishop named Paley. The argument has two very simple premises. The first is that there is a great deal of intricate design within nature. This design can be seen in the motion of the planets and also in the minute structure of organ systems, such as the human eye. The other premise that goes along with this is that the existence of design indicates the existence of a designer. The conclusion, therefore, is that God, the designer of the universe, must therefore exist. Now, this argument is fairly straightforward, and it has been around a long time, and it was considered a very powerful argument for the existence of God. It involves very straightforward logic. We observe an effect and infer an essential cause. The effect would be the existence of design within nature. The cause, which is assumed to be essential for that effect, is the existence of a designer, God. Now, the biggest problem for this argument has occurred over the last 150 years with the advent of evolutionary theory. Darwin has given us yet another explanation for how we might account for the existence of design within nature. It simply evolved that way. Now, if you go back to the basis of this logic, observing an effect and inferring an essential cause, if we have another possible way that design could exist, then God's existence is no longer an essential cause of that. This particular argument is a very synthetic argument. It is dependent upon empirical evidence. For the last 150 years, we've seen some empirical evidence in the form of evolutionary theory and data which challenges this teleological argument. Prior to that time, the evidence simply did not exist or had not found the proper theory to give it enough scientific status. Even if the anti-evolutionary forces had enough evidence to refute the current formulations of the theory of evolution, the teleological argument itself remains synthetic. It is intrinsically vulnerable to the next scientific discovery, the next data set, the next reformulation of a theory, which could also account for design in nature. A more telling problem of the teleological argument is that it pretty much misses the point. It doesn't tell us why we should commit ourselves to God and worship Him. At most, this particular argument is deist rather than theist. It tells us, yes, a creator God did exist. It gives us no basis for seeking a personal relationship with that God. If you like
The next argument for existence of God is the argument of morality, which tends to be based on normality and moral order. Arguments for moral normality observe some aspect of morality or argue to God. Is the best only explanation for this, concluding that God must exist. Arguments from moral orders are based on after need for a moral order to exist in the universe. They claim that for this moral order to exist, God must exist to support it.
Finally, I'm going to talk about the second law of thermodynamics. First, I want you to consider the entire universe as one giant closed system. The stars are hot just like the cup of coffee and are cooling down, losing energy into space. The hot stars in cooler space represent a state of available energy, just like the hot coffee in the room. However, the second law of thermodynamics requires that is available energy is constantly changing to unavailable energy. In another analogy, the entire universe is winding down like a giant wind-up clock, ticking down and losing available energy. Since energy is continually changing from available to unavailable energy, someone had to give it available energy in the beginning. Who or what could have produced energy in unavailable states in the first place? Only someone or something not bound by the second law of thermodynamics. Only the creator or the second law of thermodynamics will violate the second law of thermodynamics and create energy in a state of availability. And this is what we call God.
Hello, we have concluded with our video, so hope you like it, and if you want, please like and subscribe.